left is a pedestrian bridge, to the right is going to be the new pedestrian bridge. So looks like they might be even lifting it up today. That'll be pretty cool. Canada Administration Building. So this is where all of the Parks Canada higher ups have their office spaces and things in there.
Originally this was a sanitarium. I figured.
Yeah, I'm okay.
They followed that stream of water up to what is now known as the Cave and Basin National Historic Site. And they found a cave full of hot water, so they started renting it out to their buddies for about a third of the day's wage. They were doing really good for themselves up until their boss found out what they were doing, and it was him who ruined it. He petitioned to the government to create an area of protected land. Anyways, the three gentlemen who found the hot springs, folks, they were from Banff Shire, Scotland. So that's where the name Banff comes from.
This
it goes down the slope. It goes underground about a kilometer to 2 kilometers, gets superheated by the Earth's mantle. The pressure of the heat pushes that water up, and then it flows down from Sulphur Mountain on our right-hand side. So
this gondola is
yeah, if you look just up to the right, you can see
our hotel.
Path it's going to take.
Here we are on top of the gondola, 7,400 feet.
Take pictures from it.
There's a Sulphur Mountain boardwalk. You go down those stairs and eventually you get over there and you go up to the top of there. I don't think so. Well, 390 to 160 million years ago, this was oceanfront property. Then 160 to 100 million years ago, the land stuck to the edge of the North American plate. And then 100 million years ago, it started pushing up. See lots of areas where it's pushing up. Poor critters out here in the rain. That was a cougar. I hope this is the closest I get to a grizzly bear. Here comes a gondola. We were in one like that. Moves pretty fast. There goes one down. I realized there was an outdoor viewing platform. I should have known that. There's a trail that I'm not taking. There's downtown Banff. And down there they're building a new pedestrian bridge. Beautiful day. A little brisk, but hey, that's okay. There's the lake in the distance. Around to the other side of the building, there's a viewing platform. I suppose you could have an outdoor wedding. There's a ride. And that one's gonna go. Ooh, here we go.
I can't see it. I can't see it.
There's our hotel, the Rimrock. That's probably the Fairmont. Really beautiful.
Yeah, I'm okay.
They got the streams running through the fountains, and it's just a nice, gorgeous little area. Parks Canada has a law that states it should not exceed 10,000 residents, as that would be, too big of a city for the national park. So they do want to cap the population so the town doesn't just keep growing and expanding into animal habitat, that sort of thing. There's also a sort of a unique rule here in the park. It's called the need to reside clause, which states you need to have lived or worked in Banff for 5 years before you can own a property.
Huh.
So that's to help prevent,
Oh, good, yeah.
you know, vacation home accumulation. So you take a place like Aspen, Colorado, for example, and probably 80% of the houses are you know, ski chalets that only get used
Yeah.
maybe a month of the year. So the whole idea is to keep the people who are living and working here the ones that own the actual properties.
I think that's great.
We don't maybe want to stop, so we're just going to slowly roll by. So have your cameras ready, please. So that looks like a male, so you can see how he's just got some buds on the top of his head there. Those are going to be his antlers. We're pretty close to this guy. He might want to... Yeah, we're going to just slowly roll by. Sorry, sir. Pardon
Get out the
us.
door, maybe you'll come in and get signatures.
Springs Hotel.
So yeah, folks, the Fairmont Banff Springs Hotel, originally built in 1888. It's what originally drew the wealthy European visitors to this area. It burnt down in 1928, but it was rebuilt in 1932. It was originally built by the Canadian Pacific Railroad, and it was a gentleman by the name of William Cornelius Van Horn, whose idea was to bring in wealthy European visitors to help pay off the very in-debt train line. So he is quoted as saying, you cannot export the scenery, so you must import the tourists. And they needed a place to stay, and so they built this place. So the gentleman in the center of the square here is William Cornelius Van Horn. He is pointing, he is saying, build it there. So yeah, 750 something rooms, something like that. In peak season, it would be completely sold out, costing over $1,000 a night. So it is certainly a nice place to stay, and very busy in the summers for weddings and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm okay. Oops. Yeah, I'm okay.
This is Bow Falls. The water is so clear. Here's the river moving on downstream. Park. They have mostly trout. Most of it's catch and release, and there's the falls, and there's staircase. And you can walk up there to a viewing platform above the falls.
And we only have the two type of deer in this area, mule deer and whitetails. The best way to tell them apart, I think, is the mule deers are ugly and the whitetails are cute.
I'm gonna go see the hoodoos. I'm gonna go see the hoodoos. On. You know, the natives called that Buffalo Mountain because it looks like a buffalo. But
10 seconds.
oh, he's looking at us.
Sorry.
Says, "Oh yeah, there's another tour bus." Back to my grazing.
Okay.
And just above it, there's not enough snow to support it, and the snow completely disappears off the mountain. So there's some sort of water source coming from inside of the mountain that fuels that waterfall. So that waterfall will completely freeze up in the wintertime, and you have those crazy bastards climbing it.
I think it's on. This is Two Jack Lake. This lake is noted for its beautiful emerald color. Okay, we got bighorn sheep. What's with you crazy guys?
The ones down below the hill from before, those were females because they had shorter horns. So just up ahead of us is the floodgate. So only one time ever was the floodgates released in 2016. And it was so powerful, the gushing of the water, it was launching fish up into trees and launching them everywhere. So we had a really big bear problem up here one year because they smelt it for miles around. They all came right here. So that created
A couple bighorn sheep in front of the Black and Anchor Lodge.
History was my favorite subject.
What's that, sorry?
History was my favorite subject.
Oh, me too.
A week ago this was frozen solid, now it's starting to break up. But the lake is so big it takes till about the end of May to be totally thawed.
Yeah, this is all pure fresh water. Most of it comes from snow melt, roughly the same. Only about 2 to 3 degrees Celsius, even below the ice, even on the hottest day of the summer. The lake is so deep and so wide, the sun has a hard time heating it up. For time, we have the boat cruise going, of course. We also have people who are launching their personal boats. We have people kayaking. So lots of churning of the sand and sediment that's on the bottom of the lake floor makes visibility pretty poor. But in the winter time, other than the boats we have breaking up the ice right now, pretty much nothing going on. The water's crystal clear down there. You can see for tens of meters. So people will dive on down and explore the sunken village of Minnewanka Landing. Not a whole lot's there anymore. It's mostly just like building foundation and sidewalks, stuff like that. But this car here, this is a Ford Model T, and it is also under the lake. That was just recently discovered by one of our fishing guides using